Good day, everyone. Not too long ago, I came across an article that my youngest daughter, Amy Cherie, wrote, and I just want to share it with you. I think it will be an encouragement to you. It's called Passion in the Commas. I'm so glad that God is the author of my life story. How many times have we tried to pick up the pen in an attempt to put our own twist to the story? God, could I borrow that pen for a second? I think this would make the storyline much more interesting. Lord, wouldn't this add a little adventure? God, this would be the perfect love story, I'm sure. Or how about, God, I think this is the best ending. Sound familiar? Sometimes we humans think we could do a better job in the chair of the writing table. Unfortunately, when we take the pen, we always bring ourselves to a point in the script where we realize we've strayed. We've lost focus. We've wandered from the main point. We get entangled by irrelevant details and issues we've woven into our story without the knowledge of how to get ourselves out. Why? Because we were not created to write our own stories. We must surrender the pen. In this journey of surrendering the pen, I have sometimes found myself living in the commas. Just recently in my journal, I wrote the words, God, I feel like this time in my life is just a comma between sentences in my life story. And it was frustrating to me. I want to remain in the big sentences of life where things are happening. My life feels meaningful, but God used it to speak clearly. Yes, sometimes we go through seasons where we don't feel useful. We don't feel fulfilled. We don't feel needed. God, why am I here? I'm not out in the world changing lives or making an impact. Am I doing any good where I'm at? Wasn't I more useful in the last season, in the last chapter, in the last sentence? And God said, be still, child. It's living in the commas. Sometimes it doesn't seem necessary. Sometimes it doesn't seem useful. But it's what brings your sentences together and makes sense out of them. Now, I'm not an English expert, and I don't always know when to use commas in forming a sentence. Sometimes I put them in places they shouldn't go, or I forget to put them where they should. Yet, I'm glad that my author knows exactly where to place the commas in the story. The comma has been quoted as a valuable, useful punctuation device because it separates the structural elements of sentences into manageable segments. No longer am I frustrated by living in the commas of my story because God is saying they are valuable, they are useful. Why? Because He is using them to bring together the seasons and make sense of the sentences. No longer must I wait until I'm in a sentence to draw closer to God, but I want this time now to matter. Now, even in the midst of a comma. I want revelation in the commas. I want growth in the commas. I want fulfillment in the commas. God will place them there whether I like it or not, just as He places the periods, exclamation points, and the dots. I'm so glad God is the author of my life story. How many times have I tried to pick up the pen and attempted to put my own twist to my story? God, I'm leaving the pen in your hands. You write the storyline. You provide the adventures. You create the perfect love story, and you decide the best ending. And please give me passion in the commas. Have a good day. See you tomorrow.